When choosing stationery for students, it's important to consider physical considerations and needs that a student might have. I'm going to go through some of the stationery items that are typical on a book list, and I'm going to give you options that might be more appropriate for some of our students. Remembering that children with Down syndrome often have hypertonia, low muscle tone and that type of thing, and that choosing the wrong stationery can actually add to an increased sense of tiredness. So let's start with our scissors. So we have our traditional scissors here, which are just open close like normal. Now when we're looking for scissors for our students, we might choose things like spring back scissors. So these scissors have a spring back motion. So as I push, it instantly springs back in my fingers and I don't have to open it back out, which removes the stress and the pressure on me having to do that. As I want to build that strength or that strength increases, I can remove the spring back motion and make them into normal scissors. These are an option that are available at Officeworks. So these are cute ones. And again, the spring back motion, and as the strength increases, I just remove the spring back motion. Another option is the dual control scissors. So these ones are for children who might not have the expertise when cutting, and the teacher sits at the back, the student sits at the front, and they are guided by the teacher. So as the student gains ability, the teacher can remove control and give that back to the student, so they're starting to learn and gain ability. Then moving on to something like a spring back pair of scissors. If you do choose to go the route of a traditional pair of scissors, make sure you get the ones with the larger blade and the larger finger holes for our students. When choosing things like glue, always opt for the larger barreled glue, and if available, the blue stick glue that goes on blue, so the child can see where they have stuck down their page and where they might need extra glue. There is another option for children who might have sensory issues. This is called glue tape, and it just goes on, you just slide it on, and it just removes any fingers getting glue on them or anything like that. A little bit more expensive, so it might not be accessible to everyone. Again, this is just from Officeworks. Other things to consider when choosing a calculator. Don't choose ones with little buttons that can be hard to touch the buttons of. Choose one with larger buttons. Now, I know that there's some really cute ones in some of those really cheap shops. This one was less than $20 from Officeworks. They also do larger scientific calculators, and online you can get talking calculators as well, which reads the number back to the student so they can see if or hear if they've typed the number in correctly or not. Teachers, when supplying things like this to your classroom, please consider getting more than one so that other students can have a go of using the calculator, and it doesn't single the student who needs it out, but gives everyone the option to have a go as well. Rulers. So rulers can be a bit tricky as well. They can be fine to try and pick up off the table, and with our fine motor skills, we can have trouble with that. Now, they're these super cute options which have a handle. They can be grabbed quite easily. However, we can make this for a fraction of the price just by grabbing a regular ruler and then gluing a handle from Bunnings. This one's a Kmart handle, and then it's just completely accessible to our students as well, removing that strain. Rubbers and erasers. Should you choose to have a rubber eraser, and the reason I say should you choose to have it, some students will get fixated on making sure their work is perfect. So I've had students in the past where we've removed erasers and they just put a little cross through or a little line through their mistake and move on. But if you do choose to have an eraser or a rubber, make sure that they're ones that don't get small as the rubber gets smaller. They stay the same size, so it's not putting that unwarranted pressure on our hands. Same with sharpeners. Don't buy the small itty bitty ones. Buy ones with a triangular barrel, so I've got nice grasping on it, and I can open it quite easily. If you're looking at things like pencils and crayons and colors, whiteboard markers, highlighters, texters, all the little stationery items, try and pick ones with a triangular barrel. They tend to be available. Officeworks has all of these. So that was a highlighter, whiteboard marker. You got your colored pencils, your writing pencils, triangular. There's texters, there's crayons. Choosing these options will just remove the pressure, and it will be less tiring for our students. When picking a pencil case, sometimes these zips can be super fiddly and really hard to grasp. Shove a keyring on it, and it makes it nice and easy for the child to grab and open and close. If you've got any questions or any queries, or you have a particular stationery item you and your child love, please feel free to shoot us an email or give us a call or comment below this video.